Okay guys, I stopped the previous video at move 26 for white because it was becoming too long. This is still game 2 and we continue from move 26 in which you had the choice to choose between g4, bishop takes c5, rook e3 or knight f3. Okay, so we continue from this point. This is game 2 of the book. The correct move is g4 or not. Let's see. Yeah, I think it should be g4, but it doesn't play it. Okay, is a completely, no, I made a mistake. Okay, is a completely inconsistent and losing 1 point. Okay, sorry, I made a mistake. Black may even try to seize the initiative with h5. Okay, so that loses 1 point. Now, knight f3 is also not part of a plan of putting the knight on e4. Okay, so it fails. And but I will be generous and give you a point if you saw the trick. Did you see the trick? What is the trick? Let me show you. If you play this move, like I told you before, the problem is this. Because before you couldn't play it because there was that, right? But now it's not there. However, be careful, be careful. What happens is, boom, knight h4. So, oops, queen g7, and now, boom. So, if you saw this, it will give you 1 point, okay? If you didn't see it, sorry, you should at least see this stuff, right? So, we said g4 was a mistake, and bishop takes c5. Let's see what it says about bishop takes e5. Bishop takes e5 is 2 points, and it says that also rook e3 is 2 points. Okay, so both this move and this move make you gain 2 points. In the game it was played bishop takes c5, to which it followed b takes c5. Okay, now once again we have g4 as a choice, king h2, queen e3 or rook e3. Which one of these 4 move? g4, king h2, rook e3 or queen e3. Which one do you want to play? Pause the video and decide. Okay, now I will not make the same mistake I made in the beginning of the video. I'm sorry for that. g4 is not good, obviously, because of the same reason, no? And he loses 2 points. So if you thought now it was the right moment to play g4, you are wrong. Now, this move, king h2 and queen e3, are both safe and score 1 point. Okay? The best, however, is rook e3. It makes sense, right? Because if it goes here, you have lost the queen. The rook e3 move scored 2 points, as it is safe and white incorporates various ideas along the 4th rank into his plan. Okay? So, this was the move to play. Obviously, when your opponent plays something, you ask yourself why he played that move, and obviously it bounced to your eyes. Oh no! And so what do? You immediately move the king out of the way, right? And that's what black did too. But once black did this, you have 4 more choices. One is rook e f3. The other is rook g3, right? the other is rook f e1, and then there is rook b3. Okay, so let's see them again. We have rook e f3, rook g3, rook f e1, or rook b3. So they are all about rook moves. Why? Because at this point there are enough open files on which the rooks can operate, but which one is the right one? Here it says, fourth, some piece of advice on rooks. Place them on open or semi-open files. Double rooks, particularly on the 7th rank, can be strong. So you would have two rooks here and they are very strong, okay? Then it says further calculation is required in our position to sort out the best from these 4 safe moves. It says doubling on the semi-open e file with rook f e1 is pointless, okay? So this doesn't give you any point. It makes sense because where are you going with that? No? Now, the plan of rook b3 score 1 point because it makes you think that you want to do this. But it's a little slow. To tell you the truth, it looks a little slow as a plan. Instead, he says, let's see what he says. The move rook a e3 appears to set black some problem and score 2 points. Because you cannot move this, otherwise you lose a rook, right? So that's the reason why. But the move that scores you 3 points, is rook g3. It makes sense, right? Because, like he told you, you want to control the open files or the semi-open files. Okay? So that's why. After that move, black plays queen h7, and at this point, honestly, you can already see that black has some problems, because white is attacking, is doing something, black is doing nothing. This piece, as you can see, like I told you before for the dark square bishop, this is out of the game, it's not doing nothing. So I don't know, the only thing is he has a pass pawn here, but this is a back foot pawn and it could fall. So let's see what happens in the game, okay? Just to have an idea. So after queen h7, where did he go? I lost the queen. Okay, let me find the point. Okay, after queen h7, there are the following moves. Rook g f3, rook b3, queen e3, or queen a6. Okay? So the moves are again rook g f3, or rook b3, or queen e3, or queen a6. Which one of these 4 do you want to play? It says no points for rook b3. Obviously yes, it doesn't make any sense, because if you place it here, it had a sense, an attack. What are you doing to go back on b3? No, doesn't make sense. While queen e3 is giving you 1 point. And he says if you went off at a tangent with queen a6, he also you can get 1 point. And then let's see what is the right move. The right move is rook g f3. Wow, interesting. And rook g f3 gains 3 points. Okay, because what does he want to do? This is the thing that you must ask yourself. Why rook g f3 gives you that point? Because this is not protected, so this cannot move. Okay, so now there is the next batch of 4 moves. It tells you to choose between g4. Sorry, after rook g f3 he played rook f7. Okay, so and now there is the batch of choice that is g4, knight e4, queen a6, or queen e3. Practically 2 moves are the same. Knight e4, okay, it's new, but it's due to the fact that the bishop cannot really move. And then of course there is g4, but I cannot tell you anything. But of course you don't do much with that, right? So let's see which one of these 4 moves you are choosing. It says if you choose g4, there is this, you exchange, it says it gives you 1 point, so not much. Queen a6 and queen e3, what does it say? Are too slow and also score 1. While the best move in this position, it seems, is knight e4, which makes sense because, as you can see, attacks here. This cannot take, otherwise you lose a rook, and so that's the move to play. And immediately black plays rook d8. So imagine we are already at 11 minutes, so I really did well to block the other one, the other video. Okay, after rook d8, you have again 4 choices. Queen a6, knight g3, g4, or you played it the same, knight takes d6. Look guys, I don't know which the move is the right one, and I don't want to tell you also if I knew. But what I want to tell you is that sometimes you must consider this kind of crazy move. You must always consider them because sometimes they are possible, and when they are possible your position will crash if you didn't think of it. Okay, so we had queen a6, knight g3, g4, or knight d6. Which one of these 4 are you going to play? It says white has achieved a lot with the double rooks. The knight on e4 and the threats to the d6 pawn. The bishop and black rooks should anything become unguarded. It's now time to calculate some concrete variation. If you played queen a6, award yourself 2 points, but only if you plan to meet the rook takes d6 with queen b2, it says. Okay, threatening both queen b8 and queen takes c5. Okay, so 2 points for this, it says. Okay. The next one is knight g3, score also 2 points, it says, but only if you plan to meet rook d f8 by playing queen a6. So finally you continue to attack that backward pawn. Now let's see the next. However, the direct g4 is white's clearest way to win and score 3 points. So if you thought to finally play this was the move to play, and he scored 3 points. After this there is bishop g6, and once more you have 4 possibilities, sorry. Rook f6, rook takes f7, queen a6, and queen c1. Very interesting move. Okay, obviously I say interesting move, but it doesn't mean that you should play it, or I don't know why he reached that idea. That's why I found it interesting. Okay, so which of its moves? Rook f6, rook takes f7, queen a6, or queen c1. the right move, it seems, is queen takes rook takes f7, and that score 3 points. So if you thought to play this, you score 3 points. If you thought to play rook a6, queen a6, or queen c1, but here it's written queen d1, so it's a mistake, typo. This will make you lose 3 points. c1, okay. So queen a6 or queen c1, you lose -3, okay? Now let's see the other move, rook f6. What does he have to say about rook f6? Rook f6 score 1 point as it allows black to escape immediate trouble after rook takes f6, knight takes a6, queen g7. So the best move was rook takes f7, that scored 3 points. Bishop takes f7, okay. And now you have obviously 4 more choices and the game is practically ending. So we must find the right move and get the maximum score. One is rook queen takes a7. The other is queen a6. The other is queen f3. And the other move is knight f6. Okay? So queen takes a7, queen f3, queen a6, and also knight f6. Okay, which one of these 4? And here it says that the move queen f3 score 4 points, and in fact after white played this move, black resigned. Now let's go to see what happens here, okay? He says there's never been a good time to sit back and relax. Knight f6 is an ordinary move that scores 2 points. Queen takes a7 he score 1 point, and it tells you one thing: if you thought to play queen a6, you should take away 5 points of your score. Okay, so the best move is queen f3 that score 4 points. Black cannot save himself from the heavy material losses. You can take points indicated in brackets for noticing the following. So, what happens if plays this? It doesn't make any sense, because obviously there is this, and then boom. So you cannot really play that, right? Boom. Doesn't make any sense. Rook g7, king g7. Okay. And of course there was a queen takes f7. Now let's see this one. Obviously it's wrong, right? Why it's wrong? Because knight f6, bam. Okay, so that's not good. What about this? This rook f8, and of course here there are numerous ways to win, because it continues with knight takes d6. King g8, queen f6, and let's see what happens. Or instead of queen f6, it says you can play this. And now the reality is this. Now that after practically it loses, white loses, because white has a protected pass pawn that must be blocked. So this king unfortunately will have to stay here, but if he has to stay here to block that, this one is becoming a pass pawn, one of the two, and the king can attack there. Now, why do I say this? Because let's say that the position is this, and at a certain point the king goes there. What do you do with this? Obviously, it's a problem, no? Because if you try to block this, this will promote. And so what do you do? So that's why also the king and pawn endings is a win for white. I hope you enjoyed this video and this game. It came from the book Multiple Choice. This is game 2 of that book. But now, before I forget, time to add up your score and see how you did. Less than 14, let's hope you can improve on this score if you repeat this game. So, in 6 months, 3 months, 1 month, you could see the game again and see if you score better. From 14 to 29, perhaps you played your moves a little too quickly. From 30 to 48, quite a good score. It seems like you score steadily throughout. 49-63, good. Positional ideas in this game suited you well. And then 64 plus is a top score, the right moves in all the right places. So these are the scores. The good idea is in fact that you could watch this video once again in a month if you didn't score well, but also if you score well, because I believe the idea is to memorize some games that will give you ideas in the future. So try to see it again in a month and see if you remember all the critical moments and why. That will definitely help you a lot. Let me know if you like it, so I will make more videos from the games of this book, okay? Thank you very much for watching.